Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. This is a video on being realistic to your goals. Now, whether it's going to a new year, like New Year's resolutions, or whatever part of the year, it seems like right before spring, people get into it where they need to get in shape, or in the fall, they just want to get in shape because they're going on, vacations in the colder seasons and what have you. So this video is all about being realistic, and the main reason why I decided to do a video on this is because I'm seeing some videos out there with women in particular who are either denying that they're on anabolics. It's very rare that you find someone who's willing to actually talk about what they're taking. And in no way, shape, or form am I against people who decide to take anabolics. Like, let's be real here. Those who are taking anabolics and competing are putting in the work, and they're getting a little help with it. Now, is that my thing? No, but who am I to hold judgment? That being said, the reason why I decided to put this video out is because a lot of people, both men and women, look at individuals in the industry who are just shredded, huge, or look like they're insanely in shape, but don't understand that they're taking something. Even if you think that they're not, sometimes they are. All right, here's an example of something I found where, in my opinion, if I saw her walking around the gym, I probably wouldn't think anything of it, but here's an example that we're going to go through.
Are you natural or not?
No.
You're not?
See, now in that short video, and we're going to continue with it, this woman looks like an attractive woman, doesn't look like she would typically be on any kind of gear. A lot of times people have this mindset where if you're on gear, you kind of look really masculine or extremely masculine when you're on gear. But she's also in her off season, we could take that into account. But she looks very feminine and soft. So a lot of people probably wouldn't think she was on any gear to get to where she is. Anyways, we'll continue with the video because what she says I find is very interesting and helpful.
Natural.
I'm not natural.
So, what's your cycle?
Well, the last show, I was on a lot of shit. I was on Anavar, Primo, Glen, and T3.
Is that the most intense cycle you've taken? I would imagine.
Yeah, this was actually the most intense one I've taken, and I don't think I'm gonna do anabolics anymore.
Never again?
No, I think I'm done.
Like no bar or anything?
No, I think I'm done. It's too harsh on female hormones, so I just don't, want to viralize or anything like that.
So that was pretty much what was left in the video. However, mega props to her for being so upfront with what she used. And I think that's important. I think more should be more upfront to individuals, especially if there's someone that has a following. And you have these accounts, there's a guy I follow on Instagram that just rips apart people who are lying, especially when they Photoshop their photos. And we'll go into that in a second. His name is Goob. Love this guy. Calls him on all their shit not because they're on any gear or whatever, because they're lying. They're not telling people what they're actually doing, and they're Photoshopping their stuff. So my point is, if you are looking to get in shape, don't go off what you see in social media. Don't go off what people say necessarily. Like, get into it and understand that being ripped and being super athletic, it's one of two things. One, sure, they're on gear. The other, like, I've been an athlete my whole life. So sometimes people ask me about my shoulders or my arms or my back. I've been an athlete since I was 11, and I competed and boxed in kickboxing and Muay Thai for years. So I've naturally developed muscle mass on my own through all of my training. But that's years of training. This isn't me dieting, taking gear or not taking gear in like a 3-month span and completely changing my physique. I have years under my belt. So when we're looking at this, we need to look at things more objectively and not just, she's got abs or he's got abs, he's ripped, what are you eating? A lot of the times there's way more to it. Now, if you already haven't, please like, subscribe, and hit that notifications bell on my channel. It helps me, but also helps you know when I'm putting up a new video. Now, it's important to understand about anabolics. If you are wanting to try them, understand they can have a negative effect on your health. And that's why a lot of people like this woman were like, no, I'm not doing it anymore. So it's something that you really have to be educated in and really ask questions before you decide to go that route. Now, at the end of the day, like, my question to anyone would be, what is your end goal? If your end goal is to look at someone and show me a picture of somebody on Instagram, that photo is Probably photoshopped. That's what's happening there. Magazine covers. I want to look like this person in like Shape magazine or whatever the It's airbrushed. It is photoshopped. They're not putting raw images in a magazine. They're photoshopping them. Let's be real. You have to have a mindset of a lifestyle for longevity. If you're wanting to get healthy and you want abs, you can get them. Also take into account some genetics. Sometimes people can eat like absolute garbage and have abs. A lot of people, majority of the population, eat like garbage and have a keg. So we have to look at what is a natural way of getting you where you want to go and have a system in place of how you are going to do that. Yes, you are going to have to limit yourself on certain things like going out and eating with your friends, giving up a lot of desserts, sugars, alcohol. So getting ripped does take a lot of discipline. And again, this is also why a lot of competitors take anabolics, because it helps them get to where they need to go a little quicker. So if you're somebody who's struggling with your weight, or maybe you want to change your physique and you don't know how to go about it, first off, just start researching. Hire a personal trainer if you can afford it, or coaching, which can be cheaper. There's a lot of online coaches with huge amounts of experience that you can be trusted to go to as well. Obviously, I'm going to pitch my own 4-week online program called Pivot, where I teach you about a healthy lifestyle with your mindset, with your nutrition, with your training, and your lifestyle. So going back to being realistic with everything, first off, one of the biggest things I look at is what are your surroundings like? What's your home life like? Who are you going out with? And really getting an idea of who you have surrounding you. It's unfortunate, but there's a lot of individuals who I've trained in the past who don't have good networks to keep them going on the right track. Instead, they may have enablers that just keep throwing them stuff they shouldn't be eating or shouldn't be doing. Or they're really negative towards their life change. So focusing on who is your core group around you is obviously very important. Then we want to look at lifestyle. So what you're already doing, what you've already done in your history as well. Like what kind of workouts have you done? Sports, all that kind of stuff. What is your current job? What do you do for a career? And that's a huge player too, because we want to look at stresses. We want to look at, are you sitting all day? Are you on your feet all day? Are you wearing steel toes? Are you wearing heels? Like there's a lot of stuff we want to look at there. Then we want to look at, okay, what is the easiest way or most beneficial way to help you with your nutrition to the point where you're not feeling like you're restricted, because everything is about balance. And this is what I teach in my Pivot program. And it's educating yourself on nutrition and what foods do to your body specifically. We're all different. So someone might tolerate carbs more than me. I'm going to tolerate fats better than them. We're all different. We're made up of different genetics. We come from different backgrounds. And that needs to be taken into account. And the other thing we want to look at is how much time do you actually have for yourself to either go to the gym or play a sport or get out and move, whatever exercise that you want to do. How much time are you willing to dedicate to yourself throughout that week, and how much time? And what can you do in between that time to also help you get to your goal? And then the last thing we look at is, okay, now that we have all of this done and we know how much time we can dedicate and we know how much we need to work on, what is our long-term plan here? How long do we want to do this for? Maybe you give yourself a year. For some of you, that sounds really long, but to be realistic, you need to look that far ahead, because you're changing your complete lifestyle. You're changing from, maybe drinking with your dinner every day to, having drinks, obscene amount of drinks with your friends on the weekend, from going from the couch to going to the gym. Like there's a lot of changes that need to happen, and it needs to happen over time so that we avoid you getting overwhelmed and then reverting back to your old ways because the change is too much. So again, that's something we work on in my Pivot program. So all that being said, if you are someone who wants to make a change, please do not go off of what you see on social media. I'm telling you, a lot of it is bull. So focus on yourself, focus on the longevity. And of course, if you want to go into a competition, and that's a bucket list thing, hire a coach who knows how to do it naturally and sustainably instead of just not really eating that much and overtraining, because there's too much of that. And just because someone has done a competition does not mean they're certified or knowledgeable in training you in either physical training or nutrition. This pisses me off to no end. You have people that have a cookie cutter program that step on stage in a bikini or in trunks, and then they place fourth or higher, whatever, and then they blast all of their socials saying, I'm gonna coach you to look like me. Can you stop? You don't have the education to be able to help people get there. Just because you ate broccoli and chicken with some sriracha doesn't mean you can help 50-year-old Nancy with her metabolic syndrome to lose some weight to better her lifestyle. So just stop. Anyways, that's my rant. So if you're looking for something, please hire someone who knows. Hire a nutritionist, go to a naturopath, hire a personal trainer or some sort of coach that you can afford. Do a lot of research on your own. Like, get your nose in there, start reading stuff. Just don't go off of, again, a social media account where someone airbrushed their abs. There's a lot of information out there. This is why I started my YouTube channel, because there's a lot of stuff, and I'm hoping I can break it down and be really realistic with you guys in expectations for your lifestyle. So again, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell on my channel. If you have questions, please write them in the comment section below. I'll comment there or even make a video about it if I think the question is a really good one. But again, comment below. Feel free to follow me on my other socials. It's all the same name, so find me wherever you want to go. And thank you for watching. Please stay healthy, be mindful, do your research.